Remind you that the number to text should you want to participate in tonight's show is 602-5545.
Sponsors again for tonight's show include Tom True, Print Belize Limited, Yoli's Bed and Breakfast, Pepper's Pizza, Hummingbird Furnishings, and The Spa. Now, we're trying so much to paint this picture in context tonight because this is a big subject matter and we want to ensure that our viewers...
It's easy for persons to get lost too as well. So
I will agree. You can easily get thrown off track. But let's put something into context again, Mr. Roberts, for our viewers' consideration. The CJ, in February of this year, made a ruling where, again, the Belize Landowners Association won in court against the government in this particular context regarding the right to access of courts. The government was not satisfied with the CJ's decision. They went to the appeals court, where again the appeals court made a ruling in favor of the Belize Landowners Association and Barry Bowen as well. Now, for our benefit, share with us why it was thrown out by the appeals court.
Let me say that on the 26th of October, when we went back to court, the government had already sat on the 2nd of October, and on that sitting, they made an amendment to the amendment. Remember, we left in June, and we wanted them to come back to the court, not to the House, to the court, because the Chief Justice has already ruled that Clause 2 is unconstitutional.
Okay.
So we wanted them to come back to the court with a draft as to what they would pass in the House. They did not do that. They took the 6th Amendment and made an amendment to it. And this is what the amendment says. Add the following proviso to new subsection 3 of section 17. Section 17 in the Constitution does not have a subsection 3. So they're adding a new one. Provided that nothing in this subsection shall affect the right of the owner of any private land beneath which any petroleum deposits are located to receive royalty from the government as provided in the Petroleum Act and the regulations made thereunder, existing at the commencement of the Belize Constitution 6th Amendment Act. They passed that through the House, sent it to the Senate, and if you remember, Senator Godwin Hulse had a big thing about it because he knew what took place in June in the appeals court. It came back from the Senate and it was presented to the appeals court. Now, for clarity for the people, I have a slide, and I would like the people to see this slide so that I can explain in clarity what took place.
Okay.
If you look at this slide, there is a green and a red segment. The green segment represents what went before the Chief Justice and what the Chief Justice ruled on.
In February of this
year.
In
February. Yes. That didn't have the clause 3 that I just read. When we went to the appeal court in June, that's what the appeal judges, court judges, were ruling on. But when we went back in October, the green one had died. They had changed it. And therefore, the red one is the one that they produced to the appeals court. And as the judges sat down, the chairman of the appeals court said, Ms. Lois, what is it that you want us to rule on? The document that the Chief Justice ruled on is dead. You killed it when you amended it. This one before us is a new document. So I will ask you again, what do you want us to rule on? And this is when I got angry when I saw Channel 7 News on the evening of the 26th, because Lois categorically said to the judges, I do not want to withdraw my own appeal. You make a decision.
However, evidently, the government had decided that they would hijack the legal system, for lack of a better term, and insert within the whole appeal process this new amendment that they had concocted.
Hoping that the judges were not astute enough to understand that it's no longer the document that the Chief Justice had ruled on. They killed it when they amended it and changed it. The whole reason for the adjournment in June was for you to draft what you were going to put in it and bring it to us in the court. We would agree on it, and then you can enact it.
All right.
But they didn't do that. So let me go further now and explain this. Now, what are they trying to do? They're trying to hoodwink the nation again. The appeals court says, Lois, this is a new document. The Chief Justice has not yet ruled on it.
Yeah.
In other words, he's saying to the government, this is a new document. If you want to enact it, you have to go through the entire procedure of the Constitution. You have to sit down for 90 days. You have to have one referendum, because they're not the same old document. The old document done dead, you kill it. Then one new one now. So if you want to pass this new one, you have to follow the Constitution and go through the whole 90 days process. And then they try push this thing through to the Governor General, and again sidestepping the Constitution. So what happened? Another lawsuit will come.
However, in the Prime Minister's recent press conference, and I quote the Prime Minister, he said that we are making the amendment to Clause 2 in the bill because in front of the Court of Appeal, we gave an undertaking that we would seek to clarify the position. Evidently, seeing the folly of their ways, they decided to let wisdom prevail and to go back because as it turns out, at the last sitting of the House of Representatives in October 2, again, this amendment was tabled, right, for it to be argued in the House, and for the change in provisions to also be presented, and for the bill to be vetted by both chairs of the National Assembly before, again, it could be presented.
Yeah, but remember, why did we adjourn in June? We adjourned in June because they said they would withdraw the portion that dealt with access to the court. We were happy with that, but we wanted to see it in black and white. You see, white man tell lie, black man tell lie, black and white not tell lie. So we will want to see it in a black and white, and we wanted it in the court, so it's a legal document in the court. And then when we say, yes, that's it, that's what we want, then they could go and enact it.
All right.
But then they try slip through, you know, when you get in at the bathtub and you slip on the soap, that's the way then they try slip it through like Allah with tonto, you know?
All right, the all-important question, however, because we know the thing is still in process, as far as we're aware tonight, right now on the show, as far as we're aware, that particular issue about the access to court and the right of the citizen to appeal a situation.
It's still in there.
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still there. And even if they push it at the Governor General, we still want to challenge it because it is unconstitutional. It has already been declared unconstitutional.